Ernest and Lucy. Gonna get your. I believe you have the trellis effect.
Yes.
Tell us about you. Tell us about the trellis effect.
I'm Megan, and I'm the author of The Trellis Effect, and it's a story that centers around two siblings who were born into a life of secrets and a lot of lies, and we're going to follow them as they navigate a life that wants nothing more than to break them. It explores the fragility of life and the strength it takes to fight for hope in the darkness, and I hope you like the first page.
Thank you and welcome, Lucy. Welcome back to
Thank
First Page
you.
Club. Take the stage,
Always.
and of course,
Always a
tell
pleasure.
all of our new friends about yourself too.
Hi, Lucy Vale here, and I am open to narrating several types of genres, not specifically, dark romance, but it is my favorite. But with that said, here we go. We are going with the first page of The Trellis Effect. Excuse me. Chapter 1, Before Death. Scarlet, age 17. The sound of crying wakes me. Opening my eyes, I realize the sun has not yet risen above the skyline, and the streetlights still illuminate the sidewalk. I'm used to being awoken by cries, screams, and things breaking. One becomes accustomed to the sounds of shouting and the damage around you when it occurs daily. You learn to tune it out. The alternative would be that you become the target instead. You learn to stay quiet, to hide, to be invisible, something I became very good at. Tiptoeing to my cracked door, I listen carefully, trying to distinguish if it's safe. I expected to hear my mother's wretched sobs, her gut-wrenching plea, but what I didn't expect was to hear my brother's cries coming from my parents' room. He never cried anymore. He held it in, smothered it with anger and vitriol. I shamefully envied his ability to do so. I opened my door, slowly, walking across the hall. I slide my feet across the threadbare carpet, worn down from this exact walk. Heart thrashing against my chest, heaviness overcomes me. I can feel the sweat pulling in my hairline, knowing the consequences of my actions if I get caught coming to save her. Heat surrounds my cheeks as fear washes over my body. Just as I peek my head into my parents' room, fear envelops me like an icy blanket, a familiar discomfort threatening to swallow me whole. One final push, and the door opens. That's when I see them. My big brother Levi, sitting on the floor holding our mother's lifeless body. Why is Mom on the ground? Why is Levi holding her? He never holds her. What is going on? My first thought is that my father killed her. Ultimately, he beat her so bad that her tired body gave up the same way I sometimes wished mine would after Grant made his rounds. The early morning darkness enveloped them. I stand frozen, my feet firmly rooted to the spot. Time no longer existed. She no longer existed. I feel as though my eyes are betraying me. She can't be gone. She can't. Who will save us? Who will make sure he doesn't go too far? My eyes pool with tears as my breath hitches, and my body finally catches up to what my brain has registered. She is dead. And scene.
Whoa.
Wow. What a gut punch.
Okay.
You read that so good. Thank you.
Oh my god. The writing, the performance, it was like it's a match made in heaven. Wow. And that is the bar that has been set for tonight, y'all. Oh my gosh, I got like speechless. Amazing. So
Desecrating Meg.
everybody scoop up Lucy, scoop up Meg. If this is your Jim Jam, find the Trellis Effect on all the usual places.
Yes, on Amazon, and It's in paperback, ebook, and Kindle Unlimited.
Awesome. So y'all know how to follow the breadcrumbs and find those things. This is Shattered Peace by Megan Russ.
Ooh.
Kate is going to be our narrator for this. So, Kate, why don't you introduce yourself first while I pull up some information about Megan?
Okay. I had a friend write down things I should say about myself because who likes to do that?
Totally get it. Totally get it.
So I've been narrating close to a year. I'm full time now. I've narrated pretty much every kind of romance except sapphic. I'm looking to do that this year. If anybody, has a lead on that, and high fantasy, thriller, suspense. One of my books was nominated for an Indie Ink Award for Best Audiobook, which was pretty cool.
Wow.
That's
Congrats.
cool.
That's so cool.
I have 15 books out right now, but I have 26 scheduled for this year in various stages of doing. So
amazing.
Lots to come. So follow my page so you can see, even with things written down, I'm still awkward. It's fine.
Good. This is great. Getting uncomfortable with these. This is why we do this. Yeah, it's a low pressure. We're just here to have fun and read. So, and everybody go scoop up Kate. Amazing narrator, award-winning narrator. And let me tell you about Megan. So Megan's been writing since she was 8 years old and won an elementary school writing competition for a story about a horse and a rabbit. After that, she thought she could make it, dreaming of writing a story that would one day reach the hearts of millions. She wanted to be one of the great fantasy writers like J.K. Rowling or Christopher Paolini and wanted to see her stories out there. Ironic, since coming back to writing, she started writing a completely different genre. So what we've got here, after all, we're skipping a little ahead in her back history. New life, new situation, new hope for the future has given her back her love for storytelling. There was a life situation occurred in there. And living in the haunted desert, Nevada desert, has inspired this collection of short stories. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you about Shattered Peace. The world broke more than 2,000 years ago. After the gods fixed the world, they took magic and left. Now the seeds of darkness are spreading. The time of heroes has returned. To the stage, Kate.
Oh, yes. Okay. Reed's breath comes out in a cloud of fog, wreathing her white hair and long pointed ears with a misty crown. Her boots crunch on the thin layer of snow covering the worn wood of the garden. Blazing amethyst eyes are fixed on her target, a sneer on her face. Her gray and black robes billow around her as she spins. Winter bare branches rattle overhead. Fading stars twinkle in the dawn gray. The season clings to the central part of the treefolk nation like bitter claws, unwilling to let go. In her hand, the rope of her kusarigama slides against the calluses on her palm. With a cry, she sends the weight flying, crashing into her enemy. With deadly precision, the sandbag flies toward the center of her goal. The acolyte grins as the snow falls from the practice dummy and splats onto the ground. She hops on her toes with a little dance. She stops and glances around. She knows her dancing is not always welcome. When she makes sure no one else is watching, she finishes her little dance before attacking the dummy again. The sun has yet to rise, but she is too excited to sleep. With her graduation around the corner, there is no rest to find, not until she wears the armband of a monk. Then the actual work will begin. she thinks with a smile. Reed pushes her braid over her shoulder and smiles up into the bare branches of her home. The Monastery of the Leaf, a world tree, towering over its neighbors, a silent sentry of a forgotten time. Reed's grip on her practice weapon tightens as the first rays of sunlight pierce the horizon. Back to practice. The early dawnlight spills through the round window behind Headmaster Iris Grisbaki. The mild glow floods across the scroll she is reading, drawing her eyes to the window for a moment. As her power crystal lamp dims with the natural light, she reaches over and turns its illumination up. Her elderly elven eyes are not what they once were in the twilight. Like most elves, she has been awake since close to the 4th bell. Dutiful and ever vigilant, she has been at work since finishing her morning routine. The scroll on her desk is a retelling of the breaking written by her great-grandfather, Forrestal Emberrose. As she turns her eyes to the window and watches the frost melt in the dawn sunlight, she wonders what drew her hands to pull this scroll from her collection. She stands and steps over to the window. The forgotten scroll rolls up on itself until only part of the story is left revealed. A broken map of the world of Aerith. Iris weaves her hands behind her lower back as she peers through her window with a smile. I think our ancestors would be proud of the world we have rebuilt, Iris says to the ether. The elderly elf has outlived all of her comrades and peers. Now she leads the next generation into the future. Her bright blue eyes watch the frost run in rivulets down the glass, and a smile graces her grizzled lips. The ice of the dark night is nothing before the heat of the light. Outside the window, she can see young elves who have risen to practice early, despite the thin layer of snow dusting the practice gardens. The last week of the year is the week for exams this year. It has been half a decade since the monastery has had a graduation. If the elves practicing below do not pass, they have a decade to wait before their next chance. Iris's eyes are drawn to one elf female that practices alone in the rear corner. Iris chuckles softly as she watches the white-haired elf swirl in the snow. The youngest of the elven candidates for this graduation, at barely 90 years old, Iris has all the confidence that the young woman will make it through. The young moon elf reminds Iris of herself at that age. The headmaster turns from the window and pulls another scroll from a small pile neatly stacked in the corner of her desk. She opens it over the image of broken Aerith and looks over the names. 85 acolytes are up for progression to full monk status. She knows by the end of this week that half of that number will be back in the acolyte pool for the next attempt. Her fingers slide down the list of names until her finger hovers over one of the last names. She can still remember sitting at this desk when the elf girl stepped through the doors for the first time. 50 years before, when the white-haired moon elf stepped through her door and asked for a future. That's it.
Ooh, what was that future?
That's some fun world
I like it.
building.
Yeah. Like, really interesting world build. Oh my gosh. Kate,
That's
thank you so much.
wild.
That was a beautiful read.
Thank you.
Everybody pick up Kate. Pick up so much again for coming, Kate.
Yay.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Kate.
Bye.
All right. AE.
Amy, Joe is asking when Shae is going to, when we want Shae, the author, up, because she's going to hop in.
Okay.
Oh,
AE.
excellent. Whenever works for her.
Who's up?
We'll do Talupa and sorry, I don't have the author list in front of me right now.
Tiffany?
Imperfect author, who is actually Tiffany.
Okay, let me go get your cover. And Tiffany, while I'm getting your cover, tell us about yourself. And your book.
Okay, hi, I'm Tiffany Ahmady. I am the author of Run Poppy Run. I do a lot of things. I drew the cover. I
Oh, that's cool.
just started writing about a year and a half ago, and I dabble in romancy, fantasy, dark romance, and dark romance fantasy. Okay, and
Love it.
Run Poppy Run is a modern retelling of Twilight smashed up with lights out.
Oh, that's fun.
Okay.
Yep.
I like that. On the bottom, you're like, oh, okay. A little preview on the front cover there. Fantastic. And available in all the usual places?
Yeah, it's available on Amazon and KU. On Amazon, if you get the paperback, you get character art inside of it. And on KU, it's free. And I did manage to sneak some character art at the very, very end.
Very cool. So you heard it here first, folks.
And I have a question before I read this. Mikutsu Rosu?
Mikutsu Roshu. Yeah.
Roshu. I was
Yeah,
close.
he's Romanian, so you're
I was
good. You were close. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, I knew this was something like that because of the very first line. That it was a Twilight. Yeah, because of the first line.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I did.
Yep. I was like, that's an ode to something. I've heard that before.
Love it.
All right.
Tell us
Prologue.
about yourself. You go.
Oh, me.
Yeah. Introduce
So,
yourself.
I am a new narrator. I am currently contracted with JD Chris doing her Dead Flash series. We are on book 1, and I am plugging along, even though I've had technical difficulties and have, day job, all that fun stuff. But we are plugging along. I am super excited to be able to do such a monumental task for my very first contract, but it's working, I'm enjoying the life, and I've been narrating in my head since I was 8 years old. I create the visuals in my head, the characters and everything has always been in my head, and I actually have dialogue of different voices and stuff that have always been in my head, and now I'm trying to get that out my mouth and trying to do my best to do it. So we'll see how it works. All right, are we ready? Prologue. Poppy. I'd never given much thought to how I would die. Definitely not like this, stripped to my panties and bra dangling in a warehouse. So much for a drab life. I sobbed as the chains were yanked, pulling my arms upward, almost ripping them out of their sockets. The warehouse was dark, like the first time I saw my stalker. I closed my eyes as tears dripped down my cheeks. I never knew that this man would flip my world upside down so easily. Within the span of months, I was reduced to things I never knew existed. My eyes snapped open when I heard the sound of footsteps approaching me. A weird language was being spoken as a 6-foot-tall man with light brown hair looked up at me. He grinned, flashing his canines as he licked his lips. He turned his head, snapping his fingers at the henchman off to the right. Spray her down. She needs to be cleaned before we sell her, he demanded as someone walked out of the shadows with a hose. He raised it at me, turning it on and spraying my dangling body. I cried out from the stinging pain. I felt as it hit all the bite marks around my body. These men defiled me in ways my stalker never would have. I heard a loud crashing noise that caused the henchman who was spraying me to stop.
A man flew through the air, slamming with a sick thud onto the ground. I weakly tried to move my head in the direction he came from. Gunshots rang out as more of that language was spewed. Things were being tossed around like rag dolls as my vision slowly started to fade from the exhaustion and pain I was feeling. I don't know what happened, but I was jolted awake by a falling sensation. My heart lunged in my chest as I felt the familiar cool hands of my stalker wrap around my thighs and back as he caught me. Told you, Mikutsu Rozu, I'm gonna ruin your life, he grinned, leaning down, running his tongue over my neck. Sorry, I couldn't see that end. I should have worn my glasses. I apologize. I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm like, yeah, I want to know more. I was like, it was funny because when I was reading it through the first time, I sat there and I even went to scroll. I was like, oh, damn. No, it's just one page.
That's what it is. One page. That is the ultimate Sunday night tease.
I know.
Why we do it. If you want to find out what happens, go find Run Poppy Run on all the usual places.
Yep, it has a lot of banter. It's very funny.
We do love a good banter.
I'm really excited. I think I'm going to have to definitely add that to my TBR, my very long TBR.
Oh, yes.
Of dark romances. Ooh, I just love that shade of green. Also, hello, piercing. Just, that's the details that really catch the eye. The Art of Becoming by Violet Sallow. Romance, you've read it, and it's good. Ooh, okay. And The Art of Becoming. Arthur wasn't looking for a savior. Johannes wasn't looking for a weakness. Arthur learned early that being seen could be dangerous. After a past marked by control and emotional abuse, disappearing felt safer than dreaming, loving, or trusting again. Johannes is used to power, loyalty, and fear. A man who protects what is his and keeps the rest of the world at a careful distance. Falling in love was never part of the plan. When their paths cross, attraction comes easily. Trust does not. As Arthur rebuilds himself through art and begins to reclaim his voice, Johannes must learn the difference between protection and control, and decide how much he is willing to risk for something real. Together, they'll discover that sometimes being yourself means unlearning everything you were taught to survive. Woo! An emotionally intense romance about healing desire and the courage it takes to choose love. Oh, that's like clutching my pearls up here. Like, must-read book. Must have room on TBR.
No.
Might have to put AE's book down. All the feels. Clutch my pearls.
What?
Really?
Rude. No, you have my permission.
Well, yours are in production.
It's true. It's true. You have to read mine. I'm paying you eventually.
All right. Are you all ready for the first page of The Art of Becoming? Okay, look away from the cover, Tyler. If Arthur had known that, on that night, he would meet the man who would change his life forever, perhaps he might have felt a little nervous before stepping onto the stage. Not that he usually did. Arthur was very good at what he did, and he knew it. He also enjoyed what he did, which certainly helped. He hadn't always liked it, but he was in a good place now, thanks to the help of his friends, his own talent, and his charm. There were certainly better career options out there, but Arthur had learned to make the most of what life had given him. He was safe now, and the job paid well enough. It wasn't as if he had much to complain about. It was a Thursday. Arthur usually worked Wednesdays through Thursdays, taking Mondays and Tuesdays off. A rainy, early spring night outside the club. It was still a bit cold. Standing, Arthur observed himself in the illuminated mirror of the dressing room, adjusting the leather straps of the cropped top he was wearing. The material hugged his defined torso, leaving plenty of skin exposed. The tiny leather shorts clung to his legs. Arthur was slender, not exactly muscular, but he worked out daily, enough to have slightly defined muscles in his arms and abdomen. nice strong thighs, and a slim waist, with a provocative dip marking the spine at his lower back. Arthur liked taking care of himself and was proud of his body and appearance. He stretched the fishnet stockings, making sure they weren't bunched up against his skin, and gave a final look at the black combat boots completing the outfit. Arthur was dressed entirely in black that night, a rather heavy look that contrasted with the softness and sweetness of his facial features. Large, very blue eyes, a small upturned nose, full and rosy lips. There was nothing flashy or extravagant about his clothes, however. Arthur's style on stage was simple, with outfits that were certainly daring, but that only highlighted his natural beauty. He leaned closer to the mirror, running his hands through his short, light blonde, almost white hair. His eyebrows and lashes were the same color. His hair never stayed perfectly aligned. It seemed naturally messy, but Arthur kind of liked it that way. He smiled at himself, practicing the confidence he needed to wear when he went on stage. Arthur liked the reflection he saw now. Not just the beauty, but also the self-esteem, even the joy. He had been through dark times. He still remembered when he had to wear makeup not to highlight the features he liked about his face, but to hide the bruises around his mouth and eyes. Arthur frowned slightly at the thought, closing his eyes for a moment and taking a deep breath to push those memories away. And when he opened them again, he saw there was someone in the mirror's reflection. Katie, his friend, peeking at him from the dressing room door. Katie was probably the person Arthur trusted most in the world. She was the one who helped him get a job at the Elysian after he'd spent 2 years at the Silver Room. The two had met at a party through mutual friends, but Katie had paid close attention to Arthur from the start, noticing the warning signs that others seemed to ignore. And she had quickly acted to get Arthur out of that situation. Just in time, he thought. End scene.
And then what?
And then what?
I want to read and find out. Oh my gosh, I love story time.
It's a lovely, very sensual, very healing book.
Ivory, I also have a thing for pretty boys, and I love it. And oh my god, with the stockings and the imagery, beautiful. Oh, thank you. Yes, I do love my MMs. And then what? Right? Like, it was like so warm and cozy. Like, yeah, confidence. Whoa. It's like, I love it when the author pulls the rug out from under people. All right, who do we have up next? AE.
We have Shae, so we can go with Shae and Julie.
Shae, welcome to the other side of the world.
Hello, how are we?
Lovely. Thank you for spending your very early morning with us.
Oh, it's like 10:30, but it is a
Okay.
public holiday, so we're okay. I'm just
Okay.
in the car, that's all. Otherwise, you would be able to see my lovely face.
Gotcha. So Joe Ryder and I took over Shae's live the other day to do first stuff. And I was like, oh, I thought I got to pay back for getting up at 5 a.m. But no, normal times in Australia.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I love it. Welcome. Tell us about yourself, Shae, and then tell us about the fiction of us.
Yeah, sure. So I am an Australian indie author. I am a mum. I work full time and then obviously write and do mum things. The fiction of us is releasing on the 11th of April. And it is just a cute little contemporary romance with some magical realism. The story follows Lila, who's a romance author. She writes under a secret pen name. And then her life starts to kind of blur with the story that she wrote. And then she meets Lucas, who is a bookstore owner. And he is kind of like, it seems like he's just kind of stepped out of the pages in her book. And then, yeah, so it just follows her journey into, you know, stepping into her own and becoming who she truly is. Yeah,
I love
that's
the story
it.
of becoming. That's amazing.
Yeah.
This artwork
Yeah.
is gorgeous. Everybody's like
Thank
fawning
you.
over it in the chat.
Yeah, it's so good.
So amazing. And to read for you tonight, we have Julie Matthews. Julie, say hi.
Hi, how's everybody doing tonight?
Excellent. Welcome, Julie, to First Page Club. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you. So, long-time lurker, first-time reader, super excited to be here reading. Yes, I typically do a lot of closed-door contemporary romance, which I am so open to opening that door if there are any spicy authors in here wanting to let me do that. I do a lot of memoirs and punch in the gut kind of stories too. But this is really, really sweet, and I'm excited to read this. So thank you, Shae, for the opportunity.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
All right. Give us the first page.
You got it. Chapter 1, Lila, August 2025. 5 minutes, darling. Are you ready? Almost, I call back. Standing in front of the mirror propped against an empty bookshelf, I adjust my sleek blonde bob for the third time in 15 minutes. The fluorescent lighting is unforgiving, washing me out and making the red lipstick a little too sharp. Blue contacts conceal my brown eyes. Oversized, clear-framed glasses, enlarging them to an owlish size, making me look not like my usual self. Exactly the point. My hands tremble as I smooth the lapel of my blazer, a structure deep for a screen. Nothing like the oversized jumpers I've been living in since winter entered the chat. It's just the excitement, I whisper. Or maybe it is the fact that out there, a line of readers is forming for a woman who, technically, doesn't exist. Lola Reed, the romance author. Before I go out there, I inhale deeply and exhale slowly, practicing my best smile. Not too big, just warm enough. I give myself one last look in the mirror. You're not Lila tonight, I murmur. You're Lola. You've got this. I'm not sure when pretending turns into performing or when performing starts to feel like disappearing, but tonight, disappearing is the only way I can be seen. Grabbing my journal, I turn toward the noise, just in case inspiration hits mid-chaos. I open the door and nearly barrel into my two best friends. Tess is all sharp lines under a neat navy blazer, her dark hair tied back with 2 pins and a messy bun, with eyes that clock every detail in a second. Marley is sunshine in wide-leg jeans and scuffed white sneakers, strawberry blonde curls escaping her claw clip, and her lip gloss already smudged from what appears to be a muffin. Marley pulls me into a hug, and I melt into it. Thank you, I whisper. You've got this, Lila. Or should I say, Lola? Tess smirks. Tonight is going to be amazing. Babe, it's wild out there, Marley adds, practically bouncing. It's going to be one epic debut. Tess holds up her phone. Yeah, you're already trending on TikTok. Carol appears beside them with her camera. Let's get one quick photo before your whole life changes. I notice something about her seems off. The color in her cheeks is gone, leaving her skin pale, almost translucent in this light. Her sweater hanging looser than normal. She snaps a photo of the 4 of us, but it's something I can't quite place. Maybe it's the way she moves, slower, more deliberate, like she is thinking through each motion before she makes it. None of it screams wrong, But together it feels like the air has shifted and she is fading at the edges, pretending not to notice. Maybe I'm imagining it and she's just tired. But the thought doesn't sit right. Not when she has that calm look on her face, steady and peaceful, resigned. Scene.
Like you can feel that one, right? Like the scene is just so vividly described, and the emotional impact of it. Well done. Well, amazing read, amazing writing.
Thank you.
It's awesome. Oh my gosh! And of course, and everybody going, and then what? So to find it, all the usual places.
Yes, everything is linked. Pre-orders are available now on the Rainforest. But yeah, everything is linked on my page.
Excellent. I love that. So everybody out there, I know you're all brilliant. Go follow those breadcrumbs and find yourself the fiction of us to find out what happens.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right, welcome to First Page Club. Tell us about Silver Empress, yourself, and all the fun things.
Oh, Silver Empress is easy, but myself is hard. I write YA, NA, sci-fi fantasy, and I'm also working on a cryptid romance, but unrelated. And I've been doing art forever, writing forever. Silver Empress is a story about a set of twins born on a planet named Azila, and because of a genetic thing that happens, they are fast-tracked to becoming leaders, and everybody tries to kill them, to do bad things to them. So it's about their coming-of-age story as they come to power. Lots of bad things happen, lots of good things happen, and the characters are just really fun to write and to see how they react to those things.
Okay, that sounds like a fun coming of age.
Yes,
and sorry, obviously
romance.
More complicated. But yeah, no, that's great. Like, there's I know some people are like very opinionated on this stuff. My opinion is that there's enough space for all. Sometimes you just need a break from one or the other.
Yes.
Okay, so Lulu, tell us about yourself and take the stage, my dear.
Hello, I'm Lulu Soul. I've been narrating since November of last year. I also agree that there's space for all kinds of books, and I like narrating all of them. Actually, I am the narrator for the book Silver Empress. We believe it should be going live. It should be going live in the next few days. So keep an eye out on Audible for that.
Yay, that's so exciting.
Yay, finger snaps. All right, so if you're like, after you hear this first page, you're like, I need it. You know, just to watch Tamara and Lulu's socials for the release. All right.
And this is the first page of Chapter 1, Godskin. The midwife Arcani, a close friend and neighbor to the expecting Rasha, arrived moments after the pregnant woman's first screams. Arcani carried her basket of child-pulling paraphernalia into the shadowy room, sensing the other woman's deep fear and panic. Rasha's pale face contorted as she suffered through another wave of agony, the bulge at her middle rippling with abnormal contractions. Arcani frowned. She pulled the woman's loose gown up to her ribcage. "Lights!" she commanded, and the wall globes flickered to life. Rasha's perfect opal skin shimmered white with glints of pink and green in the stark lighting, an Azelan racial trait specific to her noble bloodline. Across her distended stomach, dark gray splotches spread in an irregular pattern. Azelans don't bruise gray. Their crystal blood left glowing marks as bruises until the light in the blood dissipated. She leaned closer. Bright particles within the discoloration caught the light in a different way. They shone like silver. She pressed her lips in a tight line, clearly worried. "She's been talking to me," Rasha said, her voice weak and drained. Arkani turned to the woman, forcing a smile. "She's learning very quickly. I think she's not the only one, but..." Rasha's voice trembled. "The other one doesn't talk to me." And scene.
What?
The other one?
The other one. Also, did I, and this is just a question, did I hear the term baby pulling tools?
Baby pulling paraphernalia.
Paraphernalia. Like, that is a phrase, and I love it. Baby pulling. Okay, all right. I am super interested. Like, where does it go? Is everybody okay? Yes, I tend to make a lot of faces, Julie. Someday we'll get clips of it all. All right, follow the breadcrumbs. Y'all know how to do that. Pick up Tamara. Pick up Lulu. And prepare your ear holes for the amazing Joe Ryder.
Oh, me.
Oh, you.
Hi.
Hi,
Oh,
Joe.
me. So actually, today I am not coming to you as Joe Ryder because this is a book that I narrated, but it's not a spicy book. It's a young adult, no spice, nothing too graphic book. So it's actually it's on Audible now, but you'll see there's a different name there, Joe Macon. That is also me. That is not spicy me.
It's like Clark Kent to your Superwoman.
It is the Clark Kent to my super spicy woman. So Q couldn't make it today after all. So I'm gonna tell you about them and then the book, and then I will read it because that's how it goes. So I'm just reading about them. So Q Harveson is a dedicated researcher and storyteller with an insatiable curiosity for the mysteries of alchemy, chemistry, psychology, and the supernatural. As someone on the autism spectrum, learning has never come easily, but it has always been worth the challenge. Fueled by a relentless passion for knowledge and self-improvement, Q has overcome many obstacles to explore the depths of complex ideas and share them through compelling narratives. So that's cool. And they're really cool. And so their mom is also an author, and she is really cool as well, because I worked with both of them for the book. And this is, today we're going to read Floyd. It's really cool. And it is about a teddy bear. It's awesome. I love this book so much. So this is Floyd. It is actually the second in the series, but you can read it as a standalone. You don't have to have read the first one, which is also really cool, but is a collection of short stories. But it kind of goes before Floyd, but you don't have to read it first. So Floyd, when 9-year-old Amelia is kidnapped from her home, a desperate act of magic breathes life into her best friend, a stuffed teddy bear named Floyd. Confused but driven by an unshakable sense of purpose, Floyd sets out on a darkly comedic quest to rescue her, despite having no idea who she is. So, Chapter 1, Amelia. Once upon a time, there was a princess named Amelia who lived a happy life in her castle in a faraway kingdom. What was the name of the kingdom? Princess Land, of course. Everyone loved Princess Amelia and did whatever she said because she was in charge. But she wasn't the queen. Queens are old. Amelia was a princess. But she was a special kind of princess who was allowed to be in charge. One day, bad guys from another kingdom that didn't like how happy everyone was in Princess Land came to attack Princess Land and take the princess with them. They wanted the princess to come be their princess and make their people happy. But they were going to, put her in a cage and stuff. Not if I have anything to say about it. It was brave Sir Knight, Sir Floyd of Fluffington, riding in to save the day on his mighty steed. Unhand the princess and promise not to put her in a cage, or I will have to... As Sir Floyd spoke, he dismounted his steed, and upon planting his feet on the earth, his knees buckled to both sides and he flopped lifelessly to the ground, face down in the dirt. This is because Floyd wasn't really a knight. He was a teddy bear. His horse was made of plastic, and Amelia wasn't really a princess in a kingdom called Princess Land. If that was the story you wanted to read, then this is not the book for you. No, dear reader, I regret to inform you that the book you are about to read will be much darker and much more bizarre. If you were looking for a children's book full of hope and joy, turn back now. There are plenty of such books on the market and that might suit your needs, but this book is no place for children, and I dare say that hope and joy may not be on the menu. I do understand, of course, that I have been a bit misleading. However, if you feel wronged in any way by this, please feel free to write out a well thought out and cohesive complaint, then file it directly up your own arse. Now, back to the story. Amelia was a 9-year-old girl playing with her toys in the garden in front of her family's home. It was a very large estate, and Princess wasn't far off the mark. Her family was fairly wealthy due to her father's entrepreneurial aptitude. He owned several ventures in varying fields and was a very busy man. Amelia didn't have any brothers or sisters to play with, and her family status separated them from most of the families in the surrounding areas. So, Amelia was good at contenting herself with the company of her toys and her own imagination. The end. And
That's so fun, Joe. I love it.
And if you don't like it, you can write a letter and shove it up your arse.
If you don't like it, you can write a well-worded letter and shove it right up your ass.
I love it. Well done. Beautifully read. Everybody follow the breadcrumbs. Pick up Joe. Pick up Floyd.
Yes, please do. It's great. It's wonderful. It's lovely.
It's fantastic. Child-friendly.
Yes, very child-friendly. Well, yes, very. Couple of rude words now and then, but nothing crazy.
Oh yeah, MM Romance. Joe has an amazing Scottish accent. So.
Oh, I forgot to say, the narrator's Scottish. I didn't mention that. Sorry.
I love it.
You do?
Yeah.
The whole book? Awesome.
Yeah, the whole book. She is. I love it so much. The whole book is Scottish narrated, and everyone else is American, so that sucks.
Right.
But yeah.
Is that still on the current schmoddable scale? Weren't they having a sale on Schmoddable?
I'm not sure. I do have a couple of codes still, though, that I didn't give the author because they used them all. So that's a thing.
That is a full novel. That is a 10-hour listen. That is a heck of a production.
It's big. It's girthy for sure.
It is.
Stuck like this now for the rest of the day. It's not going away anymore. This is it. I'm back.
Point to Joe for cracking me up. All right.
Anytime. Right. Get on with it. Enough from me.
I'm wish listing it right now so that I don't lose it.
Okay. Right. Bye then.
Thanks for coming up, Joe. Thanks for that. Have a wonderful day.
Well, Tyler, I think it's time for our bonus romance
Bonus
of the night.
Who doesn't love a
Yes.
bonus All right, well, we'll just bring that back up while I go search that. There's a bonus read. We were looking for
There is a
Gentleman
bonus
Ghost.
read.
Gentleman Ghost has not been able to make it. Must have been out and
Correct.
about. Life happened. So,
Yes, the romance bonus
bonus
just for you. Also,
So,
Tyler, for both
there's
of you.
a reason
and me,
this is
for
a
all of
bonus
us.
tonight. Very specific, because I am shameless. And since I'm hosting, I'm going to do it. Let me get this cover up here.
Yes.
This is Untouchable by J.T. Fader.
Having had the honor of quite a few preview bits of this book, it is lovely. I highly recommend it. Tyler obviously does an incredible job. It is deeply emotional, and I highly recommend picking it up.
Super emotional. Bear Shifter, Preg Dark Romance, Creekside Valley. You see, that's number 1. I will be narrating the entire trilogy. This is by J.T. Fader, who is not on TT, but through me, and just you'll find J.T. Fader if you follow the breadcrumbs and use your imagination as to what you can do to find things. But the reason we're reading this is because it should be out of ACX jail tomorrow, and available, and it will be my 17th? 18th?
I think it's 18th.
I think is it my 18th?
I think I was 16.
You were 16. I'm just like, you know what? Let's just go look at the numbers. Yeah, that will be my 18th audiobook.
Yay!
So that is. So my audiobooks are legal now. There's so much to be said of that. Every single one of them is romance. If you are a fan, and I can definitely say that I have worked my butt off to improve. So if you get my earlier stuff, like, the quality has certainly changed in a short amount of time.
But the voice is still just as lovely.
It's just the same. It's still me. Apologies when I go pull up that first page. Because did I have it prepared? No. Why would I do that for everybody? I just like to keep you on the edge of your seat.
You've promised us some Tyler. We'll wait.
I did promise you some What was the word you used? Womp? Womp? For describing
womp.
Just how extremely hurt comfort this particular one is. Womp. So for those who know the term, you've been warned. Chapter 1. Rory. For the first time in my young, horror-filled life, I felt some semblance of safety as the thick log walls, warmed to a honey color by a small light, embraced us. When we pulled up outside the cabin we'd rented a sight unseen, I hadn't been sure we'd made the right decision. We were city bears, having lived our entire lives in Metro City. This cabin was deep in the forest at the end of a long, rutted dirt road. We'd bounced our way up in the beater of a car we all chipped in on buying to get us to Creekside Valley. I'd be surprised if nothing rattled loose. It had rained earlier in the day. The scent of its cleansing purity, mixed with the damp and musty earth, clung to the tiny hairs in my nostrils. We approached the cabin, mounted rickety steps, found the key, and wandered inside, checking where the bedrooms were and what kind of kitchen we had to work with. The air I inhaled smelled like mountain freshness and trees. Or so I assumed, as I had no experience with either. We were truly in the wild, deep in the woods. My bare heart kicked up extra beats as I thought about wandering through the trees outside and feeling the earth beneath my paws. What do you think? Carter did a few turns in the living room, hobbling on his bad leg, taking in everything. It came with all the bedding, kitchen stuff, and even a television. Jesse shook his head. How the hell are we going to afford cable for the thing? I nodded in agreement, but said nothing. I rarely spoke unless asked a direct question, or if I had to initiate the forming of words at work. Carter and Jesse were used to me. We'll get good jobs. You'll see. It's going to be different here. I can feel it. Always so positive, Carter typically resided in his own little world. It was safer for him there. He lived a life filled with forgetting. All three of us did. As well as being bear shifters, it's one of the things that brought us together and cemented us like superglue. Our varied and sordid stories emerged over to. We'd hit the streets, becoming homeless as teenagers for a variety of life-altering reasons. Two of us by choice, like me. Now, after knowing one another for years, we maintained an incredible level of camaraderie, despite our differing backgrounds. And to find out more, you'll have to pick up the audiobook tomorrow. Or the book. Yay! You can go read it tonight. I mean, it's out there. So.
Is it on KU, Tyler?
Yes, it is a KU available title. So for those who enjoy immersion, it will also be, that should be available set up
immersively
like
read it.
Yes, I do love immersion. I didn't really realize what it was until I started editing audiobooks. Yes, extreme hurt comfort. This character was very difficult to get into at first, but such a rewarding healing, and same with Miles, right? In your book, Seeking Command AE, where the journey is patient and kind and thoughtful, and none of it's rushed. So I hope you all enjoy.
Yeah, it's really lovely.
See you at the next First Page Club.